Hey guys, so today I just wanted to talk about something that I noticed my statistics professor did last year. Promise, this isn't related to math, but she did something that just made me feel really happy and really warm inside and like gave me hope for the universe. So basically I was in a statistics for the behavioral science class because it's required for my major. And the thing about psychology and other science fields is that it very often erases non-binary genders, and it's super annoying. And because I'm queer and because I'm like educated on LGBT issues, I notice it all the time. Categories are usually split into male and female, and that's it. So it erases intersex people, it erases non-binary people, it often ignores trans people's experiences with their bodies, all that fun stuff. This is really frustrating, and I'm cis, but I know that hearing just the two genders, male and female, being thrown around a lot can make you feel really isolated, really pulled out of the conversation. What we did in the statistics class a lot was we looked at psychological studies and we tried to run the different tests to see if there was significance with the numbers they were getting. So a lot of times the way the studies would be set up is that it would be measuring the difference between males and females. And so that would be how we looked at the entire study. And it was very cisnormative and shitty. Like, we kinda are used to seeing this stuff, so it's not surprising that these studies came up. But something my professor would do, and keep in mind this is like a 60-year-old woman, just a statistics professor. She works with like corporations and stuff. Like, she's not like a social science person. She just does statistics and is teaching it to college students. Whenever those studies would come up, and she would have to explain the different parameters to us, she would say, and we're looking at males and females, and here we're treating gender as a binary. And then she would just go on explaining the study. And that's all she did. That's all she did. And I would sit there every time and be like, I can't believe she just said that. Which is sad because that should be expected, but like, it's so rare that that's acknowledged, especially in the sciences, let alone like anywhere else. So she would just kind of go on with her lecture after that and continue teaching the study to us. But that little comment she made was so validating to hear as a queer person. And I feel like because she didn't start a debate about it or explain like, oh, well, there are all these genders and stuff, she just said it as like a passing statement. It has this effect of just normalizing it and being like, well, we're missing people here. There are other genders. Cool, we're just gonna work with what we have. That's one of the ways that we can normalize that topic. So yeah, it was just cool to hear that in an environment that wasn't like an LGBT space. It wasn't even said in a humanities course, like it was just a stats class, and my professor says that, and like, you're not expecting that in those environments. And I'm like waiting for the day that we do expect that, and that is our standard. And I think it does help that, you know, cis people and people who are not so deeply involved in LGBT issues, like just them hearing that kind of talk in various settings will help them kind of begin to understand it and help them begin to accept it as just a part of normal culture, to be like, yeah, there are more than two genders. It's not as simple as male and female. And the great thing about it is that that professor didn't know the gender of everyone in her class. She didn't, you know, check to see if there were any non-binary people that she had to accommodate to. She just did it anyway. I'm sure that if there was a non-binary person sitting in that lecture, they probably felt very validated by her saying that amongst all of these very binary type studies that we have to look at. Yeah, it's just a good way to acknowledge people. Trans people and non-binary people are not just an abstract concept, and they should be taken into account in studies, and they should be taken into account in the classroom. I just thought that was really nice. I wanted to share some positivity about this. I think it can be validating to know that these spaces exist outside of just purely LGBT spaces. Like, people are learning. This 60-year-old woman with gray hair is learning, and so are others, and that's good. Let me know if you have any nice stories like this in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time I upload a video.